Welcome back to the exchange. SpaceX confidentially filing for an IPO, and reportedly Elon Musk wants 30% of the IPO to go to retail investors. Why and how could it benefit him? Deirdre Bosa has more in today's Tech Check. That may be the highest proportion I've ever heard of, Dee.
It is. You're right, LP. It is. And you know the space very well. So that 30% number is the one to watch here. In a typical IPO, retail gets 5 to 10%. So Musk wants 3 times the norm. And that framing is that this is about giving everyday investors access. But there's another way to read it. Musk has seen what a loyal retail base can do for him. At Tesla, retail owns about 30% of the stock. They backed his $56 billion pay package after a court struck it down. And then they approved a new one worth up to $1 trillion. So that is exactly the shareholder base that he wants at SpaceX from day one. Now, the timing makes sense, too. Retail has become a massive force in this market, more than $300 billion into U.S. stocks last year, according to J.P. Morgan. But until now, that has been bottom up. GameStop, AMC, others. Retail organizing itself. This is different. It's top down, an issuer designing the shareholder base before a share even trades, before it even gets to market. So Musk is trying to build this from the jump. And if it does work, Leslie, it could become the playbook for OpenAI and Anthropic's expected listings later this year. The AI trade at large, it's really interesting to think what this could do to it. It could be priced on retail faith and loyalty, and that's certainly different than what we've seen on the price, especially for new companies.
Yeah, and historically, retail has served as that marginal buyer on day one, that kind of, especially for a name that's pretty name brand like SpaceX is. Does that maybe pour cold water or pose any risk to that notion?
There's a question of whether they can actually fulfill this 30% of such a large listing. But you're right, they've been along for the ride, and this is a fundamental change, right? If you want to allocate 30% to these retail investors, that changes the dynamic, right, of the company, the whole makeup of it. Might be willing to vote more with Elon Musk. So it's really interesting to consider whether it actually happens. Speak to some people who say kind of like, yeah, right, it's going to be hard, or you're going to leave them with the bag if they do that. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting idea. I'm very curious to see how it works, especially on that first day of trading where retail can come in and really make a difference there. Deirdre Bosa.